Good morning. I hope y'all are staying warm and dry because where we're at here in Southeast Michigan, it is cold and wet, meaning that it is raining again today to the point one area is probably going to flood again. Now, I'm going to need my glasses because I'm going to share some articles with y'all. Number one article is from Moscow Times. Now, Antonia has been telling me about Facebook is getting, it's not Facebook, but Russia has been collecting data on their citizens. And here's proof of it. Russia fines Facebook for failing to provide information on user data. Yeah, that's Sarge. Getting after the cat. They fined them 3,000 rubles, about $47. Look, Russia, if you want to really impact these people, you're going to have to do better than that. Facebook is a multi-billion-dollar business. Fine them $1 billion with another 100,000 for every day they do not meet your requirements. There you go. Now, they also blocked access to LinkedIn in 2016. Now, I don't know why, because that is one of the biggest sites for networking for employment. I mean, I have a page there too, but it's for professional use only. Now, as usual, I'm going to leave you all the links to this stuff. Right. Now, next. U.S. Israel planning Syria-Type war in Lebanon. I'm not surprised. Lebanon was one of the countries that, General Wesley Clark said he wanted to take down one of the 5 countries to be taken down in 7 years. No, 7 countries to be taken down in 5 years. And we're kind of past it. Yeah. So, and as you know, somehow or another, well, we know how, Netanyahu won the re-election. You know, he's facing corruption charges. This would be a perfect way for him to divert attention away from these charges and just kill the case and or prosecutors and judges involved. Don't put nothing past you. Alright? Don't put anything past you. We're gonna get a great big ad for excuse me. Purchase a freeze dryer. I don't know. Anyway, let's go to the next article. Now, this is rich, people. Let's go to this one. Okay. Yes. CIA Director Pompeo lashes out at Iran, compares it to ISIS. Let's just do a little review of history here. CIA created ISIS. That means when Mike Pompeo was director of CIA, ISIS was created. So he's comparing the leader of Iran to himself. Yeah, you cannot make this stuff up. I mean, this is better than any phony tea you can find elsewhere. This is rich. Takes stupid to a whole new level. Now let's go back to Pompeo. Claims Iranian money remains in South America. Well, yeah. Apparently I didn't get enough sleep last night. Over the last week, U.S. Secretary of State has toured Latin America, building a coalition for Washington's policies against the Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, and slamming China and Russia for backing him. The trip will accumulate with his visit to Colombian city of Cucuta on the Venezuelan border. Also, they have pledged, Washington has pledged to give like $10 billion to Venezuela to help rebuild their economy after Maduro's gone. So they want him gone. My question is, what did he say no to? That's my question. What is it they wanted and he said no to? Because they're pushing pretty hard for that. For him to be removed. Unbelievable, people. Now, our last story I'm going to look at goes back to Russia and China teaming up, which was in that last article. This comes from TASS, Russian news agency, with Mr. Lavrov. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. And he has made it quite clear that they will support Maduro as long as he is an ally. And they're also going to support Cuba as long as they are an ally of Russia and China. They're not going to leave them out in the wind, kind of like Washington did with some of Guaido's supporters a few weeks ago. Yeah, they got busted and Washington did nothing to help them. Zero. Now, I'm going to give you all the links to these. I'm going to end this by giving my opinion about the situation with Julian Assange. Now, first of all, I've never met Julian Assange. I've never worked with him. I do not know him on a personal level. From what I understand, he's a journalist. I don't care what they say. He is a journalist. He started WikiLeaks to expose corruption that is in governments around the world. Not just one, but just all across the board. And he was pretty successful in doing that. For whatever reason, now I never heard of him until a few years ago, when Obama sent the FBI to Sweden, either Sweden or Iceland, is one of them, to help with an investigation. Well, we both know what that means. It means the FBI went in to help frame him because he was getting too close. As we've seen the past week, one of the attorneys for Obama has been arrested. Now, Obama himself cannot be arrested for anything ever, not even murder. Presidents are immune to prosecution of any kind. I don't think it's right. I think that needs to change. But hey, until we do something about it, till we put our phones down and start communicating with each other and make it a change, that's not going to happen. Anyway, years after that, I always thought it was really weird. Why was FBI going to a sovereign country to help with an investigation that they were perfectly capable of carrying out? Anyway, Sweden dropped the case against Assange for sexual assault, and last week they reopened it, ironically enough, when Ecuador gave into the demands of Washington and kicked him out of their embassy. Now, he'd had, I'm not sure what it's called, but he was able to stay there for like 7 years because he knew that he was going to be tortured in England. He knew. This is what he was trying to avoid. And the last president of Ecuador said, okay, you can stay here, but you leave here on your own. So now, he was arrested Thursday, and this really, it should send a chill up your spine if you are a free speech advocate, because what this is gonna say is you can say what you want as long as it's in tune with our narrative. As long as you're saying what we want you to think, you can say whatever. As long as it's what the oligarchs want to hear. This is very concerning. As a free speech person and a future journalist, this is very concerning. Because if they can do this to him, think of what they can do to other independent journalists that work on their own and they're not as known, but they come across information that could completely blow the lid off something. They could be imprisoned, the story buried, and them killed afterwards, and nobody would know. That is where this is going. If we do not stand by Julian Assange and free speech now, we might as well take our Constitution and wrap it around toilet paper. A cardboard roll for toilet paper. I mean, we've already let go of so many things as is. What's one more? I'm going to stop here, and I will see you tomorrow with Missing Charles.